Okay, let's dive right into this. We are about to explore a concept so fundamental, it might just change the way you see, well, everything, literally. We're going to deconstruct the very idea of reality itself. So let's just start with this bombshell of a statement from our source material. Objective reality does not exist. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The idea that everything you see, touch, and feel isn't some shared, solid fact, what could that possibly mean?
It sounds impossible, right? I get it. But in this first section, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to unpack this radical idea. We'll break down how the solid world you think you know might be more of a personal creation than some universal truth.
So here's the crucial point. The reality we experience isn't a perfect, high-definition photograph of the world. It's actually much more like a painting. It's an interpretation. See, your brain isn't just a passive camera recording what happens. It's an active artist, constantly constructing your personal experience based on who you are.
So, how does this actually work? I mean, how does your brain pull off this incredible act of creation day in and day out? Well, it all starts with your senses, which, as it turns out, aren't exactly the reliable windows to the world we think they are.
Think of your senses, your eyes, your ears, your nose, as simple data collectors. They're just constantly being bombarded with raw, neutral information from the environment. They don't actually see the color red or hear a beautiful song. Nope. They just register light waves of a certain frequency or vibrations in the air. At this stage, it's all just pure, meaningless data.
And check out this incredible transformation. On the left, you've got the raw, objective data from the world, just simple light waves, vibrations, and chemicals. But on the right, you have our rich, subjective experience, the vibrant color red, a song that actually moves us, the nostalgic smell of rain. That huge gap between the raw data and the final experience, that's where all the magic happens. That's where your personal reality gets built.
So what's responsible for bridging that gap? Well, it's your brain. You can think of it as this incredibly powerful interpretation engine that takes all that neutral raw data and works tirelessly, 24/7, to give it meaning, to build it into the world that you experience every single moment.
And it happens in a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, perception. Raw data comes in through your senses. Then, and this is the most important part, step 2, interpretation. Your brain runs that information through this unique filter made up of everything you've ever learned, believed, and experienced. And then finally, step 3, you experience your personal, constructed reality. That filter in step 2, that's the secret sauce. That's what makes all the difference.
And this is where it all clicks into place. Since no two people have the exact same memories, the exact same beliefs, or the same life experiences, well, it means that no two people have the exact same interpretation engine. The software that your brain uses to build your world is completely, 100% uniquely yours.
Which leads us to this totally mind-bending but perfectly logical conclusion. If we're all running our own unique software to process the same raw data, then it means that, fundamentally, no two people are ever experiencing the exact same reality. I mean, think about it. Two people can be at the very same party, and for one person it's the best night of their life, while for the other it's a miserable experience. Same event, totally different realities.
Okay, so that's the theory, and it's a pretty big one. But what do we do with it? This is where this whole idea transforms into something truly empowering. Because when you understand this process, you suddenly gain an incredible amount of control over your own life. You realize you are the architect of your world. This, right here, is the key. You can't always control the raw data, the events that happen around you, but you always have the power to choose how you run that data through your interpretation engine. You can't stop the rain from falling, but you can choose to see it as a gloomy, miserable day or as a cozy opportunity to stay inside with a good book. The real power is in the interpretation.
So that leaves us with a pretty profound question to think about. If the world you experience is ultimately your own construction, a product of your own mind, then you're the one holding the blueprints. So what kind of world are you going to build for yourself, starting right now?
And that's really the ultimate message here. This isn't just some abstract philosophical idea, it's a practical tool for living. The most powerful way to change your world isn't to change what's happening outside of you, but to change the meaning you give it on the inside. Change your interpretation, and you really truly will change your world.